again, it's on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Opinion Nation. Look who's here. Valerie is, look at Val. In front of the green screen, just in case she needs to dematerialize or anything of that sort.
Oh, wow.
Cronus
Not that.
How are you, brother?
I'm chilling, man. Chilling, you know what I mean? How you?
I asked the questions here, homie. Don't do that.
Just said I'm chilling. Then I said
Hassan McCullough with San Francisco in the background. The Golden Gates. What's going on, brother? What's going on? We Mr. Weed Juice? We Wizard? We God? Unmute yourself and tell. Oh, you good? You good? Did you have you parked yet? Okay, you still working on something. Okay. You still working on something? It's cool.
I'm still working on something, but
okay,
I'm here. I'm in the house.
Say word. We about to get into it. Last but of course not least, the scholar himself, Kenneth Mickens, in the building.
What's going on, family?
What's really crazy about Kenny's background that I know that he can't really see is every now and then, because of the way the effect is, there's a picture of his wife on the wall, and she'll peek through that mountain over his head, almost as if she's like checking in on him, like, oh, you okay. Every now and then, you'll see it. You'll see what I'm talking about.
I've seen that before.
Oh, yes. So, yo, man, great to see you all again. Another week. Everyone, I hope, had good health this week. Yeah, we got to another week. You good, Val?
Yep, I'm okay now.
Yeah, all right. Have you just come back from another star system? Did you just get back in, or what did you do this week?
From the technology, star system.
Okay.
I dealt with my devices. Like I couldn't get my SIM card was locked, my phone was locked, and I had to take it to the phone doctor. Let them handle it.
Okay, all right.
It was a process.
Well, today's topic is somewhat related to your technology. I mean, you would definitely be an expert on this topic because you zoom around the cosmos all the time. Today's topic is Space Force. Space Force. Now, Hassan, please unmute thyself and explain to me why on earth, why on earth would we need a Space Force, Hassan?
Okay. To police space.
Oh, wow. So, well, that just opens up a whole nother can of worms because you're telling me the little ants on this little planet think that they tough enough to police outside of this planet?
Oh,
that's wild if you think about it.
If you think about all the different species on the planet, then that's why they have a space force, basically. Because you got the Greys, you got the reptilians.
Oh, whoa! You're going real fast. Hold up, whoa! See, you get real advanced real quick, bro. We'll come back to your reptilians and to your Greys. Kenneth Mickens.
Okay.
Why do we need a space force?
Steal money from one thing and put it in something else. Really? I can hide a lot of money saying I'm going to the moon.
It's just about money. It's not about anything. The Space Force. Well, first of all, don't you have to have?
We can barely. We supposedly went to the moon. Well over 50 years ago.
They don't do that.
And we're trying to get back there.
What do you mean supposedly, brother? Let's take our time. What do you mean supposedly? That type of language is very cynical. You know what I mean? Well, that type of the way you're going.
I wasn't on the ship, so I only can say supposedly. I didn't jump down with Neil. He took that one small step before I could get there. So I can't say with 100% certainty.
Okay. Valerie.
Yes.
as our viewers know, you come in and out of this existence at your whim.
Oh.
You zoom around the universe, and you're back with us this week, and we really appreciate you. Tell us though, why do you think our little civilization would need a space force?
Well, I just want to say I missed you guys.
I missed you.
But to answer your question, I think it's about control.
Okay, come on. Okay, go deeper with that, as someone would say.
Well, I mean, it's one country trying to control another country, and so therefore they want to, like, I read something where Russia was the country that had the first space force or something like that.
Oh.
And so to me, it's just control. Like, the United States wants to have control of everything. China wants to control technology. It's the same thing. Someone wants to control outer space.
But I mean, if there's nothing out there, what would be the point of that? Like, like if there's nothing to patrol,
well, they can make something out there if they want to, I guess. I mean, I'm not sure.
Cronus,
there's plenty out there.
What'd you say, Chris? What'd you say?
Plenty out there.
What's up?
Okay. So there is something out there.
What? There is. And so wait a minute. So there is something out there?
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh, I didn't know we were. I didn't know that's where we were.
There's new land.
Oh.
But they say the atmospheric pressure on Jupiter alone, it rains diamonds. So when you got people who value certain things.
So Rihanna going to have a little condo over there. Okay, diamonds in the sky. Hey, Cronus, man. Why now? Why the Space Force? Now, hold on. Before you answer, I've been here a few times around the sun. I remember the Jetsons. I remember, Elroy Jetson, Jane, his wife, type shit. They had a flying car. Like, it was fanciful. It was a cartoon. It was amazing to watch in the morning when you had your cereal. Your Sugar Pops or your Captain Crunch, whatever you delighted in the 70s. It was a whole era. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking about.
That was George. Elroy was the son.
Don't, young boy, don't correct me on my. Don't do that. You're not
George. Elroy was the son.
But you're not going to correct me.
Elroy was the son.
You don't know about the relationship that Elroy had with his moms. Just don't correct me on stuff.
I mean, if that's what you into.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful. And then for Val to laugh about it, that's disrespectful for her to come back and be laughing at me. Like, wow. All right, Val, cool.
It's the way he said it.
You like the way you say things. Okay. Chris, why now? Why? Like, we've seen a slew of images on the Tesseract for decades now, and they've been telling us a story, and that story has come to life quicker than Muhammad. I'm sorry. Listen, the cell phone was fake in my lifetime, and the cell phone is now real in my lifetime, and I'm still waiting to see. You see? I don't even need to say the names. You see? You see how that works? But Chris, why now? Why a Space Force now? Like, where we at now that we need a Space Force? Is this different than 84?
No, it ain't no different than 84. I mean, just to play on numbers. John Forte had a song called 99 where the hook went, flash the message. Something's out there. So, I mean, something is out there. You know what I mean?
John Forte show.
Now, just like Hassan said, you know what I mean? The Space Force to, police something, you know what I mean? Brute force, something about space power. You know what I mean? Power. That's where the force is, power. So, I mean, it's definitely something out there. I mean, it wouldn't just be there just for GP. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here we have the logo for the Space Force. That's a heck of a logo for the Space Force. Let's see. There's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-pointed star just above this gentleman's head. This very Cometian looking gentleman with the very Cometian garb on, and his head is on top of the world, but the entire logo is encased by what was supposed to be fake, which is Star Trek, and that's the Star Trek logo. Now, can somebody, Val, maybe you can explain to me how we go from a fake television show called Star Trek, in which this logo was the emblem for the Federation, right? Fake show, not real, to that same logo, that emblem being the logo for the Space Force. How does that work, Val?
Well, when these shows, they emulate real life. They emulate they're coming from a perspective of reality. So it doesn't surprise me.
I mean, okay. It doesn't surprise you that in our own lifetime, we've seen things go from completely science fiction, like that's not real, that's fanciful, that's made for movies, to your Palm Pilot.
Right.
Like, you think that's natural? You think that's a natural occurrence? Like, to go from, first of all, the very apparatus that we use to learn about these technologies is technology itself. Like we're so encased in the matrix that we can't even see it. The very devices that we use to find out information is it. It's part and parcel of this thing I'm talking about. But again, why a Space Force and why now? Kenny, what's going on out there, man? Everybody's agreeing that there are things out there now. That's, for me, Earthling from the North American sector of the slave open air planet. I'm surprised to hear melanated people talk about, oh yeah, there's definitely some stuff out there. Word? Some of y'all are pseudo-Christians, and y'all know that ain't right. I know you ain't talking about.
I don't know if it has anything to do with Christianity.
What you mean it ain't got nothing to do with it? Don't do that.
What?
You're a Christian
did God say he only created the earth?
Oh.
I don't remember reading that.
So that's your sermon? Is that, but it didn't say that. It didn't say that it ain't nothing happening on Jupiter. It didn't say nothing about that.
Well, actually, Jesus said, in my Father's house, there are many
mansions.
Oh, there are many mansions.
Oh. So, Chris, you live in one of the you saying it's a bunch of mansions out in space, mansions, aka planets that are habitable. Is that what you're saying, Cronus?
Must be.
Oh.
But check it out, Don. Check it out.
Okay, Val, that's cool. You can say Cronus, but I wanted to hear from the former Israelite to see his take on this. But go ahead, Val. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say this real quick, just before they give their answer, something for them to ponder on. So I looked up what the 8 stars is all about, right?
Oh.
And so it represents the entirety of the universe.
It's actually Saturnalia. That's what that is.
See.
That's the whole thing is Saturnalia. It's a black man, then you got Saturnalia with the star, just like the Jews and stuff. That's Saturnalia.
Again,
but they're saying that it has to do with Chinese tradition.
Oh.
So okay,
everybody's laying claim. Everybody's
I could send you videos. I can send you videos about all that star and stuff in Saturnalia if you guys want. If you guys are interested. Yeah.
Some folks say it's also the star of the gods and the earths. Like that star is kind of represented.
That's where they came from, Saturn. People work that the Saturn.
The gods and the earth came from Saturn. See, that means Cronus is really from Saturn.
Which brings it back to that Asiatic that I was talking about. You know what I mean? The Asiatic black man. Asiatic black Hebrew.
So why don't you tell us who you really are, Cronus? You know what I'm saying? In the name of the Space Force. In the name of the Space Force. Why don't you go ahead with your black self and tell us who you really are, brother? If you're really our brother, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You the blackest here. Are you brothers with us, or are you from Saturn? You see, that silence. That silence is not golden. It's not golden.
Yeah, brother.
Now, will Space Force come up with like a catchy phrase like Hawaii 5-0 when the boss said freeze 5-0?
Don't do it.
Would they be like freeze 12 sector galaxy? You know?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do
I love it.
See, freeze or be vaporized. Vaporize. Freeze or vaporize.
Galactica.
Yeah, they got to come up with a catchy phrase.
Well, they have the image. They have your image as the Rudolph of the whole system. Like you out front. Like when the aliens look at who is this about to invade our space, it's going to look like you and Chris. Oh, they're invading us. Meanwhile, it's Europeans in the spaceship.
I think we're too small. When you look at our size itself, our sun, our planet size.
What you mean? Too small for what? What you mean? We can do anything. What you mean?
We
too small.
You can do anything, but size matters. Go messing with somebody that's
Valerie, the size matter, Val, in the universe.
Oh, you know what? No, actually, it doesn't.
She's giving hope. She's giving hope out to the entire globe.
When I was younger, it mattered, but you know, when you get a little older.
She said, "When I was younger, it mattered." That's revelation.
I like to hear that.
That's wow. Hey, yo, I don't even know that you know that that's hilarious.
What?
Okay.
Is that hilarious?
And that's a commercial. The show writes itself. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Are you talking about me? Are you talking about
and then it keeps writing itself. It just keeps writing. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going.
No, dude.
Keep writing. Just keep writing.
You put it out there, so you know.
Hey, yo, Ty. Ty, you there, Mr. Birch?
Absolutely. What's going on?
What's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
What's up?
Man. Listen, we're here talking about the newly formed Space Force. You understand me? We out here in space. We got flying cars. You understand me? We have hovercrafts. We have electric cars. We have cars that drive themselves. You understand me? Like we are in the movie.
Like, nigga, I'm talking to you on the other side of the country on a video.
In the movie. Yeah. We in an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation right now.
Yeah, I got a watch that I can talk on now. Remember that?
Valerie is straight Miss Uhuru. Okay. Hassan who's the Asian dude? Hassan is the Asian dude. Mr. Sulu?
Sulu.
Hassan is Mr. Sulu. You know he out of his mind these days, but Hassan Mr. Sulu. Kenny's the engineer. Who was the engineer?
Scotty. I want to be
Scotty. Don't try to.
I want to. What's Ricardo Montalban's character?
This nigga said
Ricardo Montalban.
Nigga, he wasn't in Star Trek. You talking about Spock, bro? You talking about Spock, bro?
I want to be. What was the boy that was? What was the boy that was smarter, stronger?
Spock.
Leonard Nimoy.
No.
Spock.
No, he was more than Spock. He was more than Spock.
Okay. Well, I'm handing out titles, and you're going to be.
I want to be Khan.
Oh, this nigga want to be our enemy. You see that shit?
I want to be Khan.
He want to be the enemy of the Federation. You see this shit?
Yeah,
I'm nominating Ty.
I'm not
Captain
drinking the
Kirk.
Federation juice.
I'm nominating Ty for Captain Kirk, and I shall be. Live long and prosper, Mr. Spock.
Live long and prosper.
You understand me? The wise one. You understand me? Meanwhile, Kenny is Khan. That's wild. That's wild. He's our enemy. Kenny up in. That's how Khan was. Khan got on the ship. Khan started messing with the women. See that? Hey, Ty, we're talking about the Space Force. Why do we need one, bro?
Man, that's a broad question itself. Why do we need one? So we can do stuff like
No, it ain't. That's not saying like saying I need a doghouse because I got a dog. What are you talking about? Why do we need a Space Force? What?
We need a Space Force so we can do exactly what we're doing right now. So we can communicate with people that ain't even in the room with us.
Oh. I don't even know what that means, but it's deep. I'm going to take a minute just to contemplate. Let them throw me off a little bit. Kenny, is this entire era a psyop? Let me set you up. From 9/11 to JFK getting his head blown off to the Gulf of Tonkin, I can really keep going. To the actual fact that there's a definition for a word called false flag. Excuse me. How is there even a word? And then if you know the definition of the false flag, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Like I'm just a sitting duck at any moment if you know what a false flag is. So in the name of all of these events, COVID, are we not in the era of PSYOP? I mean, these UFOs, quote unquote, are they real UFOs or are they the military putting a PSYOP on us to go for the whole Space Force thing? Will we be fighting ourselves or will we be fighting the instruments that maybe something else gave us? Kenny, come on, talk to me now, bro.
Both. I think like whenever they try to come up with a new plane or with new fighter jet or whatever, they don't want other countries. So when you say when you try something, you don't want people knowing. So you're gonna run with the UFO in the sky, but really you're just trying a plane that can take off from different verticals and things like that. So I think is a little bit of both. But then I also think in this whole big galaxy universe, we're not the only ones. I really believe we get visited.
Oh.
And seeing that we're really primitive in the way we do things.
Oh.
And people move on. Or
no, you mean humans are primitive? We're not the end all be all to everything.
Think about it like this: if you were intelligent enough that you could transverse this whole big galaxy,
space and time, space and time.
If you've moved to the point where you can do that, and you come here to this place, and we're fighting over a block or two here or there, your rag, your color, things like that's real primitive. So I'm gonna step off. I'll come back maybe when you grow up a few decades, maybe and see how you are. So I really believe we do get visited, and people move on. Or beings.
So Kenny's talking about frequency and stuff right there. You know that, right? Because if you resonate at a higher consciousness, which you are God-like consciousness, you higher at your crown chakra, your third eye. So as Kenny was saying, as we connect more to our lower selves, with fighting and all this other shit, that's why that's primitive, because we're taught to be primitive because we also have the power to be conscious. But we're taught to be primitive, and everything's based on capitalism and the races. That makes us more primitive, you know. But anyway, what you say?
I'll smoke a bag of that. But Hassan, so
what's up?
Did we go from 0 to 100 in 100 years? Did we do that by ourselves? Like human beings, brown people that look like us, even European folk that don't look like us. We've been on the planet a few 100,000 years now.
Right.
Are you telling me that since the era of the pyramids being built, right, where there was electricity touching the planet, you telling me in the last 130 years, we've gone from horse and carriage to drones on Mars? Is that like we just did that ourselves? Like, and then the origin stories that a bunch of slave owning rapists, they were the ones that did it? Really? So you get intelligent, the more heinous you are, the more you rape and murder, the more intelligent and innovative you get. Come on, bro.
There's two folds to that right there, because the people who are running the show are actually people who look like you and I.
Yep.
But what they have done is did smoke and mirrors by flipping it to think that you think that Caucasians run the show.
Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Hold up, not to cut your wisdom. If that were the actual truth, and I don't know that it is or isn't, but if that were to be the actual truth, man, let me tell you, that is the illest screenplay known to mankind. That black people are behind racism. There's a group of elite blacks behind racism on the planet, and they got white people treating black people horribly for hundreds of years. Meanwhile, that little group of blacks is good. That's what Hassan is saying.
That's called the black nobility. Look,
wow.
I can send you information about that from B. Dale and stuff. That's what's going on. The melanated people actually run the show, but they don't want you to know exactly who it is them. Like the people that we see, like some of these white people are actually black, but they portray them as white. Like George Washington, like Abraham Lincoln, Jefferson, Eisenhower, those people like that.
You said Eisenhower?
Eisenhower was black.
Eisenhower looked like Mr. Magoo.
Eisenhower was black. It don't matter what he looked like. There were 7 black presidents before that.
But Eisenhower literally looked like Mr. Magoo.
He can look like Mr. Magoo. Maybe Mr. Magoo was black because Eisenhower was black.
See,
7.
That's when we get into what is black. They got the what is.
Oh, sorry. He was indigenous, my brothers.
Okay.
Thurston Howell looked a little.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Thurston Howell. Thurston Howell.
Don't do that. He looked a little.
Don't do that. He was mixed. Thurston Howell was mixed.
He looked a little melanated.
Now we off on another road.
But listen, but other than the people here, the people in Europe too, some of the people that they show that are Caucasians weren't Caucasians, because people in ruling power were actually the Moors during that time. The indigenous people, the Moors were in ruling power during that time. So these Caucasians show us is actually the black nobility.
Okay, so Kenny, I started to ask you a question. Kenny, is it a psyop? Are we in the era of the psyop? And are we so gullible that we can't see it, bro?
Oh, you said Project Blueprint. That's what that is.
I'm asking Kenny. I'm asking Kenny. Are we in the era of the psyop?
I'm gonna go with a little bit of yes. It's definitely a lot going on.
It's a lot going on. Like it don't really even take a rocket scientist. It's a lot going on. That
a lot of control.
Supposedly,
a lot of control.
There you go, mama. Listen, they shut the planet down for a year and a half. Let me explain something to people that have been here for a couple decades. When in your lifetime would you ever have thought that the whole entire planet would be shut down? And let me ask you the $1 million question. What in the name of the Space Force has the power to shut the whole planet down?
Well, is that a matter of us being more connected than at any time?
And how did we get connected? Ooh. The church music is on right now. Hey,
when we were crossing oceans on ships, and it took months and things like that. Now,
don't do that. Don't do that.
That's not true.
Don't do that. That's not true. That shit didn't happen. The slave ship theory doesn't work.
See how we just.
I've heard of someone say that before.
There's no ships, and it's not financially feasible for them to do that when they can just get the
I'm not talking about slavery.
I don't think he was talking about slavery. I think he's talking about when hundreds of thousands of years before slavery.
I'm talking about just crossing the ocean. Period.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not talking about slavery. I'm talking about just going from the East Coast to the West Coast.
They had portals. They had portal systems and stuff to do that, though. By the way, before all that stuff, they got portal. They still got portal systems on this planet and stuff. They used to just like that movie, The Stargate. That's a real thing.
Portal.
The television show Stargate. Are you geeked out too? You geeked out too? That's one of my favorite shows too.
It talks about portals. I can send you guys pictures of all the different stargates they found during the years and stuff. Over the years, the different stargates.
Cronus
all
the
that
L.
stuff is real.
Cronus the L. Let me ask you this, bro. What happens when we find what we're looking for?
Uh-oh.
Stop playing games. They say woke is bad. Wait a minute. They done got the planet under a spell now where woke, like the word woke means to be aware and alert. They're demonizing that word. Like if you that is bad. The level of gullibility for human beings is at an all-time high. You can run game on a human being. If you've been here for a couple decades, watch yourself. Watch yourself. Don't come around me. Don't come around me if you're 27 years old. Don't come around me. You will get capitalized on. You see that? You see that? Yeah, you will. What you mean? In every way, my niggas, in every way. Cronus the L.
Ooh, microphone is wild.
When we find, yeah, I know. Like who's, hey, Ty. I think. Well, no, Ty's sound is off. Who's in a wind tunnel?
Oh, sorry, that's me.
Wow. See, Val. You see, we missed you, Val. And I guess these are the type of antics that we meant. We sit up here listening. It sounds like we're going through the Audubon.
You going through Stargate?
It was for special effects.
Going through a Stargate.
Special effects, man.
Chris, let's get to it. What happens when we find what we're looking for?
It's either going to do two things. You either going to adapt to it.
Can't hear you.
Oh,
see?
How about now?
There it is.
All right. So
I can hear him. My bad. Sorry. Sorry.
That's a commercial.
What?
And that too. Let's keep going.
You either going to do two things. You either going to adapt to it, or you going to run from it.
What if you get ate by it? See there? I think we're leaving a few variables off the table. What if you get ate by it? I mean, we eat. Wait, no. You know what's funny about people that think they're intelligent and high frequency beings? Mofos be eating beings with eyes every day. I'm guilty too. So don't write me. Mofos be no. You know what it is? Mofos be going to rallies for dog cruelty, animal cruelty, and will go to KFC on the way home. Facts. This is a very weird world, folks. I'm here to tell you something. This is a strange planet. Mofos will not respect the thing that comes up every day in the sky that's called the sun, but they're waiting for another sun to come back every day. It's a funny world we live in. You can tell me when it's not funny anymore. What happens, Ty? Ty is rolling down the interstate. You know, hopefully he doesn't get pulled over by the slave patrol or anything. We'll be right here.
They ain't out. It don't matter. They stopped policing. There ain't enough police on the street. That's why Philly is going buck wild. It's like the Wild Wild West. It's like 10 times worse than the Wild Wild West.
Well, that's a whole show. That's for sure.
The police quit. They said, "Oh, these niggas shooting back." They quit.
No.
They say, "You don't pay us enough."
Wow.
It's like this in here. It's like this in Camden. Go ahead. You ain't asked me about that. Go ahead.
They have people. What?
You know, it's crazy. Wild. My hometown is wild, and that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, it was on the list for one of the worst cities and stuff. It was
matter of fact. Side note, Chris. Can I ask this, Chris? Chris,
got you. Go ahead.
What up?
You know Aaron, little Aaron Johnson from Hope Church.
Yeah.
He got shot last night.
Wow.
By his coworker. The bullet went through his stomach. They had to remove part of his spleen.
I don't know who that is. Who's that?
Yeah, well, I don't either, but I don't know. I also don't know how to recover from that. Like
I know. Like, who's he talking about?
Well, I wanted to put that bug in Chris' ear.
Well, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Ty, to do that right on the show. I mean, yeah. I mean, but I mean, yeah. Listen, let's just give a shout out and hope that he gets well ASAP. Well ASAP. What can I say? You got shot through the stomach. That. What can I say?
That's
Chris,
terrible.
let's pivot.
26 years old.
Let's pivot, Chris, because we won't be able to get out of that. I'm sorry, Ty. Ty, what happens when we find what we're looking for?
I think that I saw this powerful episode of the Justice League when Darkseid was looking for the quantum equation. Uh-oh. And when he found it, everything just went white. I think that's what's going to happen when we find what we're looking for.
Everything ain't white now?
I mean, listen, it darn near disappeared, but we're still looking at each other.
What do you mean by that? Come on, everything will go white. What does that mean? What do you mean? Like, so I'm saying if we find what we're looking for, we're out there with the Space Force, we're going where no man has gone before, and we come across some ish that's way more advanced. Some ish that's just like, what in the world are these little gnats doing off of their, like what happened?
We may be in that place like Neo and Morpheus was in that white spot before there became a construct.
Oh. Okay. So I mean you sci-fi'd out. Val, you're an authority on the topic. What happens when we find what we're looking for?
Well, I want to answer your question, but I will say this. I was thinking Space Force. You got Jeff Bezos who's constantly sending things up to space and shooting
That's
shuttles.
Elon Musk. That's Elon Musk.
Okay. I was wondering. I was like, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. I confused the two of them.
Starlink.
But Elon Musk, he's trying to discover something, right? He's putting the spaceships up there and he's sending people up there. And I feel like the US is like, hold up, wait a minute. You're moving a little too fast. We're going to have to make sure that we find whatever is out there first before he does. I mean, this is just something I was thinking about.
I hear you.
So now
what happens when we actually find whomever finds it first? What's the day like when we actually find it? And then, what does that look like?
I agree with Ty.
Looks like
Kendo, are we barbecue chicken on that day? Again, listen, some of us eat barbecue chicken and don't have a problem with it. Do you understand the level of slavery that chickens are dealing with right now on planet Earth? Do you understand? Does anyone even care? Does anyone care about the millions of chickens right now that ain't going nowhere? They locked in a farm. They're about to get slaughtered. Nobody don't care about that, right? Okay, cool. What if that were us one day? Because we went out to the Space Force way. Kenny, what happened?
Well, that is a possibility. Again, when you're talking about, we putting our limitations on what something that would, without a doubt, be a higher being than us.
But we're supposedly a higher being than the pig. Yeah, niggas be having pork chops.
This planet. That might be relative to this planet. But if you're talking about something that might be from somewhere else, I often think, like I said, when you look at how the size of our planet, I think to some of these other planets, it's like atom in our body reaching out, trying to talk to it. We might not be big enough to be heard.
Hassan, will they eat us, or will they want to use us for pets? I mean, we don't even have to go the eat route. People love their dogs, even though they eat their shrimp.
they in the sense they already do that already.
Oh God!
And you don't really even understand that because they siphon our energy.
Oh.
The moon is a.
Wait a minute! Leonard Nimoy. Wait a minute, Steven Spielberg. What you talking about? You saying some real outer spacey? Everybody out of space now. I love how everybody is just like, oh yeah, shit. I know Zoltar 17. I know Fogo. I got Fogo over there. What? Hey, TTT, break that down. Break it down for what you talking about, bro.
So there's certain people on our planet. There's certain races. Tomorrow. Hold on. Tomorrow.
Okay. Well, get my money. I need my money today, my nigga.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait. Hold on.
No, I know you got it. I know you got it right now. I know you got. Go ahead, handle your business, brother.
I'm gonna get it tonight after I finish doing the show.
Hey yo.
For 2 days.
Wow. 2 days. You want 2 days worth of money? You owe me 2 days worth.
Hey Dom, going hand-to-hand combat with that watermelon juice.
You better get that watermelon juice up.
Watermelon drop.
You understand me?
Watch the watermelon drop.
You know what I mean? Hey, yo.
What was I talking about before he interrupted me?
We're talking about what happens when we find what we're looking for. Are we chicken or are we even pets? You said that we're already like pets.
We already like pets because they siphon our energy, because everything, that's one of the 7 laws of nature is frequency.
Wow.
Frequency. And that's why they keep us trapped at a lower frequency, living through fear, because that's one of the lowest chakras, our red chakra.
You're saying somehow they siphon our energy, kind of like we get heat from the heater?
Yeah, there's deep, like the people, like demons and all that stuff, spirits, those things exist. We actually live in a spiritual plane. There's a physical plane. There's also a spiritual plane.
Demons,
So when people are praying to certain deities and stuff, you have no idea who you're praying to.
Oh,
like even when you're praying to Jesus, you don't realize they're siphoning your energy because you're actually praying to Enlil.
Oh,
whoa, Zeus.
Who? You playing a who? Wait a minute, a lot of folk in Cleveland, Ohio, Dallas, Texas. You understand me? Louis, good people be like, "What are these fools talking about? I can't tune into this." Especially that Juice dude down there. The Juice dude always saying something outlandish. Come on, man, break it down, bro.
Everything's about your frequency, and they constantly sucking up your energy by you lowering at the lower frequency, because that's the energy that they strive in. The people who are the reptilians, get people off of frequency. It's all about your frequency, and lower at a frequency. They lower at lower frequency, they can do you in control like a slave. So they do stuff. So if you resonate at a higher frequency, higher consciousness, is a little different, because you're not really tripping on all this capitalism stuff and a lot of things. But we're controlled.
I rocks with that. You ain't said nothing I don't rock with right there. I rocks with that. Chris, Cronus to L. So, motherfucking BingBot. Dang, more than an assistant. More like the BingBot. If they put a vagina on the BingBot, it's a wrap.
That's nasty.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it again. If they put a vagina on the BingBot, yeah, you see Chris gonna go away. Really?
You're not that much of a nerd. Come on, man.
If they put a vagina on the BingBot, you wouldn't even see me as the moderator of this show anymore. You understand me?
This nigga done turned into weird science, cuz.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Cronus.
Would size matter to the BingBot?
Understand me? The BingBot understands size, understands the whole race, the rationale, the ratio.
Bot has access to all that information.
See what I'm saying?
And
the BingBot has access to every Pornhub video that's ever been created. If the BingBot has a vagina, you don't see me anymore. Cronus to L. So, what do we do when we find something? Like what is it? What does it want? And then are we equipped as little ants to deal with something even slightly more intelligent than us? Some of us human beings are more intelligent than other of us human beings, and that game is crazy. That game is like playing with children. I promise. I promise. Like some human beings are more intelligent than other human beings, to the point where it's just like, this is unfair. What about another species that's slightly more intelligent than our entire species? And they white meat.
Oh, then I'm safe.
You said they're unsafe.
Yes. I don't know how you.
I'm safe. You know what I mean? Like white meat. That's for them.
Oh God, man. Oh, no.
That's for them Europeans. You know what I'm saying?
We're in a space and time right now, man. Get no Mickey's. We're in a space and time. We got a space force. We have something called a Bing bot, which is really the singularity that the boy Ray Kurzweil wrote a book about 25 years ago called The Singularity is Near. Well, the singularity is now here, and we got a space force. We got flying cars.
Wow.
Where Muhammad at? Where Muhammad at? Where Jesus at, Kenny? Kenny.
He on his way.
Like I used to say the name on the block. Yo, Kenny. Where Jesus at? Nah.
Jesus ain't instilling all that in you.
Oh.
You know, all these ideas come from somewhere.
Oh. Okay.
All these ideas, like Valerie mentioned earlier, a lot of times we have an idea of something and then we strive to make it happen.
I got $1 million question for Ty. Kenny just made me think of it. Yo, Ty, man, real quick. Let me ask you this, because you're a pious man, but let me ask you this, man, on the strength of your faith. Now, if we out there with a space force, that means we're looking for something, right? Let's say we find something slightly more intelligent than us, but this entity is a little devious, just like human beings. It learns our culture, and what if it comes back? It disguises itself. You know, the Chat GPT, the robots of this era can mimic anything we got on the world, right? What if this entity from somewhere else, Ty, came back as one of our prophets? I mean, what if it came back as Muhammad or Jesus in the sky with the chariots and the whole nine? Now, that ain't Jesus, but it's the learned our ways. It's a little smarter than us. What happens then, Ty? Because, you know, a lot of people will be bending their knees and confessing with their tongues, but that's not their God. That's an imposter that's a little manipulative and smarter than us. See that?
Well, you said it only like white meat, so I think we good.
Wow. Commercial.
Can I jump on that one, Dom?
Please.
There were instructions left. So if you hadn't hit those key points, then and it says, and the Bible tells you, you're gonna have that. You got that now. You got people telling you their name is Yeezy and things like that.
Oh,
so
wait a minute. You shouting out? Just a shout across the bow to my man, Kanye's.
Listen. You have people now telling you that they're a god or a prophet. And people, and they got people worshiping them.
I'm a god. I'm not your god though. You're God too.
And
but
you have people worshiping people just because they dance and sing well. And they call themselves in the beehive. Woo! I'm gonna take a dime moment here. Woo!
Wow.
So yeah, you got people worshiping people, and it's nothing to do with space or time or you got people worshiping people here.
There's false idols everywhere. It's false idols. False idolatry is actually the cup of tea of the day.
And if a false idol came, some being came, it's going to fool people, and it's not going to fool some. It's not going to fool all. It's going to fool some.
Doggone. I think Val. That would be a crazy psyop. Val, we have the technology. We have the technology to put a
hold on.
What's up, Hassan?
No, you know what was very profound? It said, what's the thing you said? If we false idols and stuff?
Yeah.
The word false idols come from the fact that when we worship something besides us, that's the whole thing of the whole word of false idols. That's the whole complex thing about it. False idolatry is actually worshiping something that's not outside of you.
Oh God!
Think about it.
What are you talking about? Wait a minute. Please say that again. That's crazy. Some people ain't never heard no stuff like that. I promise you. What are you saying? You're saying anything outside of self is false idolatry worship?
Adult. That's what the whole word comes from. If you think about it, because you just named all that stuff, and then when you relate to all this stuff, then you have to start. If you do it anyway, that means if it's not you, that means you're false idol worshiping anyway. If you ain't worshiping,
that's pretty gangster.
If it's not about you,
listen, man.
If I know that. Okay.
What'd you say, Val?
I was just saying, thanks, Hassan. If it's not about you personally, so like
it's all about you when it comes to self-development and stuff and everything, thinking that you can do everything you want. It always comes from you, not somebody outside.
Now check it out, Val. What if everybody thought that way? Think about the society you would have if everybody knew that they were God and we were all emanating God righteousness and energy. Imagine a society like that where you were not working for me, because that wouldn't be God-like. You worked with me. You see the different reality? You see that?
We'll be elevated.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Higher plane.
That's very profound right there.
Cronus, no, that was dope. Cronus, come on, man. Like, what happens when they got the holograms in the sky and it's supposedly Jesus coming back on the chariots and they got the horns blowing and the whole nine? Listen, bro, as a filmmaker, you're a writer. I know that that's possible right now. They can hook that scenario up in the sky right now. So with that capability, how would you know if it's really your savior or not? I'm not talking about your savior per se, but Mr. Whomever's savior or not. How would you know?
Because the book, whatever book you follow, whatever whatever your belief is, like
get a little closer to your mic, bro.
Pause. Whatever whatever guidelines you follow, the rules are simple. So yeah, the hologram might show it. The the sound system might be pumping dumb loud, but you know what I mean. Book says dead arise first. So if I ain't seeing no dead rise, and if I'm not leading him there,
then that ain't it.
That ain't it.
That ain't it. Damn. So niggas is gonna be, the rapture gonna be happening, and niggas is gonna be standing around trying to figure out, wait, is this the actual rapture or is this a psyop? But that's wild.
Listen,
that's wild when you really think about it. When the world is at a space of time where you got to really pause to, wait a minute, is that my savior or is that TechCom? Like, or you know what I mean?
You kind of gonna know, you know what I mean? Because like when it happened, if you follow the code of conduct and everything for whatever you believe in, you know what I'm saying? If it works for you and you follow those rules right, then it'll happen for you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Otherwise you're just gonna be a Branch Davidian.
Did you just say you're gonna be a Branch Davidian otherwise?
Yeah.
But see, you don't besmirch the name of the Branch Davidians. Like, what makes them different than the Jim Jones crew, than the First Baptist of Philadelphia?
I'm not, and it was awful.
Bad.
It was awful. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you this. The one thing I'm not going to do. We not all about the drink. And
you ain't gonna
Kool-Aid. We not drinking the same Kool-Aid. It's different Kool-Aid.
No.
This is wild. This is wild.
No,
don't drink the Kool-Aid.
But
we all ain't about to drink the weed juice.
But can we? Wow. Can we at least agree? Can we agree that Branch Davidians were Christians, the Jim Jones crew was Christians, and the Vatican is Christians? Can we agree on that? Can we agree on that? That those three entities were Christians? Yeah.
The who? What was the last one you said?
The Vatican. That's where Christianity comes from. The Vatican with the little boys, the scandals, and then
Listen, that's where Islam comes from. That's where Judaism comes from also as well.
Am I not supposed to don't say that out loud? Don't say that. Okay, cool.
Sorry, my bad.
Moving along. Just moving along then. Moving along.
It all comes from that one thing.
Are the aliens also Catholic and Catholic priests probing? They say the aliens like to probe. Are the aliens also a part of the alphabet community? Are the aliens a part of the alphabet community? That is
hilarious on so many different levels.
But it's a real genuine question. So don't nobody even try it. Are the aliens a part of the alphabet community? Is that a thing? Or is that just human beings?
No, you said did the Greys believe in Jesus as God? Do they believe in Muhammad as God? Do they believe in do the reptilians believe in all this also?
Yeah, is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that at all.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, Valerie.
How long does it take Space Force to get out of this solar system?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I love the fact that we can get out the solar system. Really, like, because I've been.
No, that's another thing I was about to say. Like Elon Musk talking about this stuff in space, and you can't get out. So-called, if you haven't been back to the moon since then, what makes you think they can get out of space? Out of that belt that with radiation. I forgot what the belt's called.
The Kuiper belt.
Yeah, with still the radiation. They're talking about getting out that belt.
That's just a program. I haven't been out to the Kuiper belt. I just know that because I'm a geek. I didn't write that. Like somebody told me that. You see? You see what I'm saying? Like I can give you a ton of information to make it seem like I'm super smart. This is the stuff I read. I didn't go to the Kuiper belt. So that makes me not smart. That makes me a parrot. That makes me. Does anyone want a cracker? Hey, Ty, man. Before we start wrapping it up, let me ask you, man. Like, how is everything that used to be fake real? Like, how did that happen? Like, I thought fake. If fake has a definition, ain't it supposed to stay fake your whole life? Like, you messing around with a fake woman, she's probably gonna be fake when she's an elderly woman too.
I feel like fake is in the eye of the beholder.
See, don't mess with Val. Do not mess with. Do you hear this type of the definition and culture? I think fake is in the eye of the belt. Wow.
All right.
Wow. All right. Cool. Got it.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Valerie will have you around her pinky finger and change the temperature every day on you. No, it's different today. What? I thought, no, it's what we make it. Oh, okay.
Did you say fake or faith?
I said fake, and that's what she said too. Fake.
Fake.
Oh, yes. Fake. No, I don't. I mean,
hey, speak your truth.
It can't be in the eye of the beholder if fake. You got to put on your eyelashes, you got to put on fake hair, you got to put on a bunch of makeup.
Oh, whoa!
You're not. I don't believe that.
Again, but the women who buy fake hair believe it's theirs because they paid for it.
Let's see, that's a level of Santa
But you're wearing somebody else's hair. You're wearing somebody else's hair.
But they are the beholder of the hair, and they believe it's theirs.
That's Easter Bunny. That's Santa Claus. That's just a lot. It's a lot.
Behold, it's. Listen, is their truth? You're right. Is their truth? Is their reality? If it's in the eye of the beholder, then they behold it. But if you ask me, it's fake. It ain't.
Fake is fake for you.
Fake is fake. Yeah, fake. I mean, listen, if you got a natural butt, that's your butt. That's real. But if you go out and get butt implants and they start melting, it's fake. It's not
melting. Okay. On the next opinionation, melting. All right. Listen, it's been a good conversation.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, sir.
It's kind of a two-part, but same words. How much tang should they take to get out of the solar system? Because if you run out of tang,
knock it off. And we're showing that you're showing our age, Kenny, because the younger second, like, what did he say? Tang? Did he say gang? Because that's the closest word that they know to tang. They don't know tang. What is that? They'd have to Google.
Wait, what kind of tang are you talking about?
You're showing your age,
that's
buddy.
Why I said it's showing your age.
Because the original joint was one flavor.
I ain't talking about the juice.
All right, we out. Hey, listen, Valerie, tell them where they can find you, Val, and where they can you might see the Space Force this week as you're traversing the solar system.
Okay, my Instagram is Val, VALL, Forensic Gal. And you can see me on my show, Cyber Secure You, on OneStream.tv or on YouTube, actually, Cyber Secure You.
Yeah, nice one. Ty, brother man, where can they find you? And what's your life like for the next 7 days, bro?
TAIBIRCH Ty Birch on all social media. I'll pop up official Ty Birch on Instagram, Trouble T Roy on Twitter, Ty Birch on Facebook. For the next 7 days, I'm trying to lock into this film that I'm doing. Aptly named A Cup Full of Crazy. I'm almost done editing. The premiere is June 12th.
Ty,
nice.
I'm going to have somewhere for that film to be sold.
Yes. I
soon.
love it. I love it.
Yes, sir. Cronus the Ill. Where can they find you beating up old Asian women?
Can't find me doing that.
Oh, okay.
You can find them beating me up.
Oh, okay. Extramarital.
There you go. Catch me on Instagram, KRONISTHEILL. All platforms actually. Twitter, Instagram. So Twitter. What's the other one?
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. What's the TikTok? I'm on there as well. You know,
TikTok and you don't stop.
And catch me in your local LA Fitness getting busy.
Say word. Kendo Mickens, Mr. Selective Conformity himself. Where can they find you, bruh?
You can find me on Instagram at Kendu_Kenny L. Trying to figure out how much tang it takes out of this solar system.
Wow.
And how much should you take with you?
Yeah.
You don't want to be around Saturn or Mars and run out of tang.
What's your payload of tang? Yeah. Your tang to a.
You ought to put that on a t-shirt, Kenny.
Huh?
You ought to put that on a t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
We can't run out of tang.
Yeah.
You don't want to run out of tang around Mars.
Yeah, your tang to astronomical unit ratio. Some geeks know what I'm talking about. Hassan McCullough, Mr. We Juice. We live, we love, we juice.
Hold on. Did I miss something about where does this tang come from? I must have missed this.
You're kind of young too. You showing your age too, bro.
Are you talking about Poo-Tang?
Wow.
I asked, how much tang do it take to get out of the solar system?
This nigga said, are you talking about Poo-Tang?
Hassan, you know a lot. How much tang it take to get out of the solar system?
How much tang it take to get out of the solar system?
How much Poo-Tang do it take to get out the solar system?
You can ask Don's Bing Bot.
Wow.
I don't want to run into any Moors around Saturn.
Wow.
And they scoop up my tang.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm already running low.
The Moors of Saturn show is coming. Oh, it's coming. Hassan.
That's a thing.
Oh, yeah. Where can they find you at, bro?
Can you see that? No.
We can't see nothing. We see the Golden Gates. Oh, there it is.
Uh-oh.
It's translucent.
What? It went too fast. What was that? Orange juice?
I can't even get this thing to focus right for some reason, man.
We don't even see you now.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
There it is.
Then it goes away.
You gotta take the background.
Oh, we saw it. There it is.
There it goes. You got to go a little bit further. So this is my pamphlet. We juice. We live. We love. We juice. We got all kind of juices for your health. Stay hydrated. You know, have watermelon, coconut, cucumbers, celery, mango. Those one of the fruits. All the stuff that really keeps you more hydrated than water. So always have that in your life. That's one thing I recommend for everybody. Is always keep coconut water, watermelon, cucumbers, all that stuff. Keep you more hydrated, and then by doing that, keeping yourself hydrated, you'll stay younger.
Yeah,
and you'll have more melanin, homie. That's what you really need to get out this universe is having carbon. Carbon was help you travel is having carbon.
So if you don't have any carbon, are you just? I mean, you stuck? You can't
You stuck.
Oh,
carbon. You have to have carbon.
So Kenny and Cronus just be getting out. They be in and out of the dimension anytime they want. And you.
If you have carbon, you're all good. People who don't have carbon, so-called, they can't trap.
Well, I think I got enough. I would like more. Yeah, I love when I'm in the sun, but I think I have enough.
See, when I be walking, I be leaving the foot. It be a carbon footprint. You know
Exactly.
Wow. Did you really just say that? Us nerds got that. Carbon footprint without bond, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
Oh,
okay, well, listen. It's been a great conversation. Again.
Whoa. Where can we find you?
Tell it.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. No. Shout out to Real Nagas also, Real
Shout out to Kevin Barringer and Real Nagas for sure. But you can't find me. You understand me? You see? You see how that works? You see, I don't get into that. I asked you where I can find you at, bro. You can't find me, homie. You know where you can't find me though? Right here, next week, Opinionation.